Om Namah Shivaya. Happy Shivaratri to all my dear viewers. Today I am talking about the origin of Mahashivaratri, the great night of Lord Shiva. What is Mahashivaratri? Mahashivaratri is a Hindu festival largely celebrated in India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Mauritius, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago. It is celebrated on the new moon day in the month of Magha according to the Hindu calendar to venerate Lord Shiva, an important deity in Hindu culture. The day is observed by remembering Shiva and chanting prayers, fasting, and meditating on ethics and virtues such as self-restraint, honesty, non-injury to others, forgiveness, and the discovery of Shiva. The ardent devotees keep awake all night. Others visit one of the Shiva temples or go on pilgrimage to Jyotirlingams. This is an ancient Hindu festival whose origin date is unknown. Puranas contain many stories describing the origin of this festival. The first story about Shivaratri is the story of Samudra Manthan, the churning of the celestial ocean of milk, which is narrated in the Bhagavata Purana, in the Mahabharata, and in the Vishnu Purana. This very popular Shivaratri legend from Puranas explains why people stay awake all night on Shivaratri. It also tells us why Lord Shiva is known as Nilakanta. Now, let's hear the story. The story is as once Indra, the king of gods, while riding on Airavata, his elephant, came across Durvasa Muni, who offered him a special garland. Indra accepted the garland but put it on the trunk of the elephant. The elephant was irritated by the smell and he threw the garland on the floor. This enraged the sage, as the garland was a dwelling of Sri, fortune, and was considered to be prasada. Durvasa Muni cursed Indra and all devas to be bereft of all strength, energy, and fortune. In battles that followed this incident, devas were defeated and asuras, that is demons, led by Bali, gained control of the universe. Devas sought help from Lord Vishnu, who advised them to treat asuras in a diplomatic manner. Devas formed an alliance with asuras to jointly churn the ocean for the nectar of immortality and share it among them. Lord Vishnu told Devas that they would arrange that they alone obtain the nectar. The churning of the milk ocean was an elaborate process. Mount Mandara was used as churning rod and Vasuki, the king of serpents, became the churning rod. Lord Vishnu himself had to intercede in so many ways to aid the Devas. All kinds of foes were cast into the ocean, and many great beings and objects were produced from the ocean and were divided between asuras and gods. It is said that many things emerged from the Samudra Manthan, like Sura or Varuni, Apsaras, Kaustuba, Ucheshravas, Kalpavriksha, Kamadhenu, Airavata, and goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune and wealth. During the Sagar Manthan, by the gods and demons, Hala, a pot of poison, also came out of the ocean. This terrified the gods and demons, as the poison was so toxic that its effects would have wiped out the entire creation. On the advice of Lord Vishnu, gods approached Lord Shiva for help and protection, as only he could swallow it without being affected. On the request of gods and out of compassion for living beings, Lord Shiva drank the poison. However, Parvati, Lord Shiva's wife, pressed his neck so that the poison does not reach his stomach. Thus, it stayed in his throat, neither going up nor going down, and Shiva remained unharmed. The poison was so potent that it changed the color of Lord Mahadeva's neck to blue. For this reason, Lord Shiva is also called Nilakanta, the blue-necked one, where Nila means blue and Kanta means neck or throat. As part of the therapy, the divine physicians advised gods to keep Lord Shiva awake during the night. These gods kept a vigil in contemplation of Lord Shiva. To amuse Shiva and to keep him awake, the gods took turn performing various dances and playing music. As the day broke out, Lord Shiva, pleased with their devotion, blessed them all. Another legend in Shiva Purana tells of the fight between the other two triads, Brahma and Vishnu, over who was the superior of the two. This legend is very interesting, and according to this legend in Shiva Purana, once the other two of the triads of Hindu gods, Brahma and Vishnu, they had a fight on the topic who was the superior of the two. Horrified at the intensity of the battle, the other gods asked Shiva to intervene. To make them realize the futility of their fight, Shiva assumed the form of a huge column of fire in between Brahma and Vishnu. Brahma and Vishnu was really amazed by seeing the magnitude of this fire. Yet they decided to find one and each to establish supremacy over the other. Brahma assumed the form of a swan and went upwards, whereas Vishnu as Varaha went into the earth. But light has no limit, and though they searched for thousands of miles, neither could find the end. On his journey upwards, Brahma came across a Ketaki flower wafting down slowly. When asked where she had come from, the Ketaki replied that she had been placed at the top of the fiery column as an offering. Unable to find the uppermost limit, Brahma decided to end his search and take the flower as a witness. At this, the angry Shiva revealed his true form. He punished Brahma for telling a lie and cursed him that no one would ever pray to him. The Ketaki flower too was banned from being used as an offering for any worship, as she had testified falsely. Since it was on the 14th day of the dark half of the month of Falguna that Shiva first manifested himself in the form of a linga, the day is especially auspicious and is celebrated as Mahashivaratri. Worshipping Shiva on this day is believed to bestow one with happiness and prosperity. The third story about Mahashivaratri is that the day of Mahashivaratri is Lord Shiva's day. Once, Goddess Parvati, the wife of Shiva, asked him which is the most favorite day of Lord Shiva. Shiva replied that his favorite day comes once a year in late winter, that is during February or March or Falguna, before the arrival of summer, the day which we celebrate as Mahashivaratri. The fourth story about Mahashivaratri is about Shiva's marriage with goddess Parvati Shakti, a second time after the Daksha's Yajna episode, wherein Sati jumped into the Yajna fire and immolated herself. According to this legend, once Lord Shiva and his wife were returning from sage Agastya's ashram after listening to Ramakatha, the story of Sri Ram. On the way through the forest, Shiva saw Lord Rama searching for his wife Sita, who had been kidnapped by Ravana, the king of Lanka. Soon, when Lord Shiva met Lord Rama, he bestowed his head in reverence to Lord Sri Rama, and Sati was really surprised by Lord Shiva's behavior, and she inquired why he was paying obeisance to a mere human being. Shiva informed Sati that Rama was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Sati was not satisfied with the reply, and Lord asked her to go and verify the truth for herself. Using her power to change forms, Sati now took the form of Sita, and she appeared before Lord Rama. Lord Rama immediately recognized the true identity of the goddess, and he asked, "Devi, why are you alone? Where is Shiva?" At this, Sati realized the truth about Lord Rama. But Sita was like mother to Lord Shiva, and since Sati took the form of Sita, her status had changed. From that time, Shiva detached himself from his wife. Sati was sad with the change of attitude of Lord Shiva, but she stayed on at Mount Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva. Later, we know that Yaksha, the father of Sati, he organized a yajna. But he did not invite Sati nor Shiva, as he had altercation with Shiva in the court of Brahma. But Sati, who wanted to attend the yajna, she went, though Lord Shiva did not appreciate the idea. To her great anguish, Daksha ignored his daughter and did not even offer prasad for Shiva, and she felt really humiliated, and she was struck with a great grief. So she jumped into the yajna fire and immolated herself. Because of this, Shiva became extremely furious when he heard of the news of Sati's immolation. Carrying the body of Sati, Shiva began to perform Rudra Tandava, the dance of destruction, and he wiped out the kingdom of Daksha. Everybody was really terrified as Shiva's Tandava had the power to destroy the entire universe. In order to calm Lord Shiva, Vishnu severed Sati's body into 12 pieces and threw them on earth. It is said that wherever the pieces of Shakti's body fell, there emerged a Shakti Pita, including the Kamarupa Kamakya in Assam and Vindhyavasini in Uttar Pradesh. Lord Shiva was now alone, and he undertook rigorous penance and retired to the Himalayas. Now, Sati took rebirth as Parvati in the family of god Himalaya. She began her penance, her tapas to break Shiva's meditation and win his attention. He said that Parvati, who found it hard to break Shiva's meditation, sought help of Kamadeva, the god of love and passion. Kamadeva asked Parvati to dance in front of Shiva. When Parvati danced, Kamadeva shot his arrow of passion at Shiva, breaking his penance. Shiva became extremely infuriated, and opening his third eye, he reduced Kamadeva to ashes. It was only after Kamadeva's wife, Rati's pleading that Lord Shiva agreed to revive Kamadeva. Later, Parvati undertook severe tapas to win over Shiva. Through her devotion and persuasion by sages, devas, Parvati, also known as Uma, was finally able to lure Shiva into marriage and away from asceticism. The marriage was solemnized a day before Amavasya in the month of Falgun. This day of union of Lord Shiva and Parvati is celebrated as Mahashivaratri every year. The fifth story about Shivaratri is about a poor tribal man, a great devotee of Lord Shiva. According to this version, there lived a poor tribal man who was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. One day, he went deep into the forest to collect firewood. However, he lost his way and could not return home before nightfall. As darkness fell, he heard the growls of wild animals. He was very terrified, so he climbed onto the nearest tree for shelter till daybreak. Perched amongst the branches, he was afraid he would doze and fall off the tree. To stay awake, he decided to pluck a leaf at a time from the tree and drop it while chanting the name of Lord Shiva. At dawn, he realized that he had dropped 1,000 leaves onto a linga to keep himself awake. The tribal plucked one leaf at a time from the tree and dropped it below, which he had not seen in the dark. The tree happened to be wood apple or bell tree. This unwitting all-night worship pleased Shiva, by whose grace the tribal was rewarded with divine bliss. This story is also recited on Mahashivaratri by devotees on fast. After observing the all-night fast, devotees eat the prasad offered to Shiva. So this is about the stories about the origin of Mahashivaratri. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you. Have a great Shivaratri. May Lord Shiva bless you all. Om Namah Shivaya.